Hi, this is Wes Fryer. Today is August the 20th, 2013, and in this screencast, I'd like to share with you several different apps that I use on a daily basis to access and read, listen, watch, consume information that's being published from a wide variety of sources, but also a few apps that can be used to share out information that we find. And I hope that some of these things might be helpful to you as you not only access and process information, but also share it out, because we need to do more sharing. Sharing is good. Although I'm going to show you how to do this on my iPhone, you can do this also on an iPad, and I really find that my iPhone is the most valuable tool that I have on a regular basis for processing information and accessing it. So let me briefly just say a couple words about information flows. Twitter is one of the best places now that you can subscribe to individual people and that you can get access to information that they are sharing. But it is a huge river of information, and it's overwhelming. So some of these tools can really help us filter that information and process it in categories and in chunks and pieces that will kind of make a little more sense than just having everything kind of come at us at the same time in a random order. There's something called a web feed, and different websites and web services will create this, and I really think of it as a river. It's a river of content that's being published, and there are tools that we can use to be able to subscribe and categorize those things. So the two apps and websites that I use the most, and I guess I need to say apps because one of these doesn't have a web page to access them, but Feedly does. Feedly is the free tool I've been using on my iPhone to subscribe to blogs. I've been subscribing to blogs for years, and Google Reader went away this last summer, so Feedly is what I have been using and I'm really happy with as a replacement. It imported all my Google Reader, and I have hundreds and hundreds of different feeds that I've subscribed to. So it's really like a personalized newspaper that I've subscribed to, and I've built that over time, and I'm going to show you that here in just a few minutes. The other one I'm going to talk about is Flipboard. Flipboard is free for both the iPad as well as the iPhone, and it allows you to create your own digital newspaper, subscribing to mainstream media sources, like I subscribe to National Geographic and The Economist for free, but I also subscribe to individuals and to lists, and I'll talk about that here in a little bit. The two apps I'm going to talk mainly about for sharing are Hootsuite, and it is free. You can also pay, but you can have up to 5 different accounts. These can be Twitter accounts, Facebook pages that you want to share out to, and it also lets you schedule some posts if you want to and cross-post. And I use that a lot. And I'm also going to talk about Buffer, which, thanks to Dr. Scott McCloud, I learned more about this summer and really have been using a lot since the end of June. And it allows me to schedule things out I've got a 30-minute schedule so that things, when I read articles in the morning, aren't deluged out and just pushed all together. They can be trickled throughout the day. I'll also mention Pocket, which is formerly called Read It Later, and it allows you to save things in a list so that you can go back to them later even when you're not on the internet and read those articles. So this is my current buffer list that I have. These are articles that are going to be publishing out today on 30-minute increments. And if you go over here to my Twitter account and we'll refresh, you're going to see some things like this last article that I just directly retweeted, but other things that I posted actually last night into Buffer when I was reading things, and then they've been posting here. Now I'm going to show you a feature of Twitter called the Twitter list and how you can subscribe here in a minute to a Twitter list. I've been building lists on Twitter for some time, and when you find somebody that you want to follow, you can not only click follow, but you can also add them to one of your lists. And I guess I passed my Oklahoma list. So I currently have over 232 people that are on this list, and I can see things that they have posted. I can see members of that list here. Other people can subscribe to my list too. So when you find people who are creating lists, you can subscribe to their list. So let's go ahead and jump right on over to the iPhone. I'm going to tap first on the Feedly icon and show you that I have these different categories of feeds that I have created. I could go to my education feed, and this is just an aggregated feed of every single educational blog. There's like 1,000 of them, I think, that I follow, and so I can process through those and go through those. What I actually am going to do is I want to go to my EduYodas list, and I'm going to go to an article I'd seen a little earlier but hadn't shared yet for the STEMX conference that is coming out. And maybe I already passed it. All right, so maybe I'll share something else here. It looks like Keith Kelly. Hey, that's a photo of Keith Kelly. I think this is shared by Kern, yes. The main Google and Education Summit, which he posted about. So what I want to do is share this link, and I want to push this out on my Twitter account as well as on my Facebook account. Now at the top upper right corner you can see there are some buttons for sharing to Twitter and to Pocket. And that's because those are the last two buttons that I used here. But there are other choices, and I could share it directly to Google+. I'm honestly not sharing as much to Google+, but what I am doing is using the app Buffer, and I could share it to Buffer. But I really like to choose the bottom right icon, which is the Safari link, and open it up in Safari. And here's the reason why I like to do this. I have created what are called some bookmarklets, and I'm going to tap on my bookmark. And I have bookmarklets that allow me to flip this article into a magazine that I've created on Flipboard called iReading. So I'll go ahead and click Add. And so now that's flipped into that magazine. And then I'm also going to buffer this. Now, the way that I end up needing to do this is I will copy the title of the article, because for some reason this buffer link or buffer bookmarklet doesn't do that for me. And I'm going to click Buffer. And what that will do is grab the link and make a shortened version of it. I tap inside and do a couple spaces, and then I just start to type iReading, and I've used the feature on the iPhone where you can create your own keyboard shortcuts to create a keyboard shortcut. And hat tip to my son, Alex, who showed me that here recently that I could do. So I'm going to go ahead and post that, and then I like to also give attribution when I post something so people know where and who it came from. And so what I want to do is I think Kern is the tech curve, but I want to get this right. So I'm going to type Kern Kelly Twitter, and I'm going to do a fast Google search for him and verify. Okay, the tech curve is his blog, but yeah, Kern Kelly is his Twitter account. So I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to double tap my link, and I'm going to paste that in. So that seems like a lot of steps, but I'm trying to streamline this process because I want to be able to share things out in a way that doesn't overwhelm people with too much information, but also gives credit where credit is due and lets people follow those individuals when I'm sharing something that they've created. So I could share this on LinkedIn, but LinkedIn for some reason has really bogged down, and the only places I'm pretty much sharing these articles now are on Facebook and on Twitter. So I'm going to go ahead and click the buffer link, and now that link is buffered, and it is going to share out later today on the schedule after the other things that I buffered are shared. So Feedly is that first app that we've just looked at. The other one I'm going to open up here is called Flipboard, and Flipboard lets us subscribe to a lot of different things. And it has cover stories when you first go on that it's going to pick that other people are finding that they like. And an example of being able to subscribe is here with Oklahoma Ed. I have subscribed to this Twitter list of about 232 people, and I can go ahead and flip through recent things that folks on that list have posted. And again, I would have a chance to share those out. Now, when I'm in Flipboard, I can directly click that little plus and tap the magazine that I want to share, and I can flip that magazine here into Flipboard. But if I want to go ahead and post it out to Buffer, Flipboard doesn't give me that choice. So I'm going to click this little arrow to share out and click View on the Web. I've actually got to tap it again to open it in Safari. But now I am seeing the A through F report card article. I'm not a big fan of this, but I am going to go ahead and share this out. So again, I'm going to select this, copy it. I'm going to choose my bookmarklet, and I'm going to say Buffer, and go here to the beginning, give a couple spaces, start to type iReading, and then I'm going to click and hold so that I can paste this. And I'm going to put OklaEd, which is the hashtag that we're using, and I think I'll also put Ed Reform. So sometimes I'll add hashtags, sometimes I'll go ahead and add the source. In this case, if I wanted to add the source for where this article came from, I can see it's Wendy Pratt, and I can reply to her, and Flipboard is going to actually show me her address. And so I can also put in via, and I can paste her name. So you don't have to share all of this kind of stuff when you're doing, article sharing, but I think it is helpful to be able to give credit when we find something from a particular source or they write it, because it just makes it easier for other people to subscribe to them. And it's also helpful to use hashtags because people will follow hashtags to find stuff. So that's a little bit about how I'm using those two apps, the Feedly app and the Flipboard app, to be able to share articles. And what I'd like to do now is just talk a little bit about Hootsuite and how that kind of comes in here, because Hootsuite is absolutely wonderful. I can click here on my upper right corner and choose to write a new post, and I can post those to both my Facebook or my Twitter. What I'll often do is I will follow a particular hashtag, and then I'll be able to retweet things there. So there's 7 new posts that have been coming up, and here's one that Tony Vincent just posted last night. And so I'm going to let me actually talk about how you'd subscribe to this. So I'm going to go ahead and unsubscribe from that Mobile 2013 hashtag, and I'll show you how you can subscribe. I'm going to click edit to edit my streams here on Hootsuite, and I'm going to say add a stream. And I could add things from a particular account. Again, I could go to my Twitter lists for my account, and I could follow them there. But I'm going to go ahead and click search, and I'm going to type in the hashtag that I want to search for. And so this is Mobile 2013, which is the hashtag for the Arizona K-12 Center's okay, so I'm going to save that. I thought it would go ahead and show me the results right there, but I guess it won't. It's their conference, and Tony Vincent collaborates with that. So now I'm going to tap on this. There we go, and it's going to update. So here are all the tweets that folks have posted about Mobile 2013. So that's how you can subscribe to a new hashtag within the Hootsuite app. And remember, Hootsuite is free. It's a free app. It's a free web service. I'm currently not paying for this. You can pay if you want their pro features, but you can have up to 5 accounts, and it's pretty awesome to be able to use their free features. So I could tap on this, and I could retweet it immediately. But what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to tap the old style retweet, and this is going to pop it up so that I can tap inside, select all, and I can cut this. And I'm actually going to post this inside my Buffer app. So now I'm going to tap New Post, and I'm going to say Buffer. And because I'm going to modify this just a little bit, I'm going to do an MT, which means modified tweet, rather than a retweet. And I'm going to go ahead and select this web address, and I'm going to paste this in so that I can see this survey. And what I want to do is I want to go ahead and highlight and select all of this. Now I'm actually going to go ahead and copy a little difference here, not to say mobile basic, so that it's gonna take the full web address. It's not specific to a mobile device, and I've got this set now. So I am modified a little bit this tweet by Tony. It's got that hashtag, and I'm going to go ahead and add my own hashtag and put this in our Ookla Ed. If I can spell Ookla Ed right. And so now I'm going to tweet this, but I'm going to do it through Buffer. So that's an example of how Hootsuite can be wonderful to be able to follow different hashtags. When I go to a particular conference, like I was in Chicago last week for their iPad Academy, and I can go ahead and follow things like that, and then I can retweet those and share those. But those are apps, Buffer, Flipboard, Feedly, Safari, that I'm using a lot to be able to amplify and share those tweets. The last thing I guess I want to show you is how I can go to articles that I found and that I want to go back to later. So here is let's see. I'm going to go into Kern Kelly's list that he maintains for educational technology. And so I've got my Hootsuite set to bring up 50 new articles. And so there is, let's see if we can find one here. These are newspapers and things. Okay, here's something that Lisa Durf has shared called How Your Biased Brain Makes You a Jerk Online, and How to Stop It. So I'm going to tap this, and this is a Life Hacker article. And I'm going to go ahead and open this up in Safari. Now, I've already shown you how I will flip this over into Flipboard using this bookmarklet so that people can save this here, or people can view it inside that magazine. And I'm also going to share this over on Buffer. The thing I'm going to do in addition is I'm going to save this article into my Pocket so that I can do this as well. So I'm going to click Buffer. Again, I'm going to make a couple spaces, start typing iReading, and then I'm going to paste that link. And I want to give Lisa credit, so I'm going to say via, and I'm going to copy her Twitter handle. And then this is also coming from Lifehacker. So I'm going to say it's via Lisa, but I'm also going to say that this is by Lifehacker. Again, I don't want you to think that, oh my gosh, I've got to do all this stuff if I'm going to be sharing articles and things like that. No, you don't. But I hope that some of these techniques are going to give you some ideas and suggestions. And I really am trying to follow what I would consider best practice in terms of trying to give attribution as much as I can to folks who are publishing things and folks who are sources of things, and also, trying to make it easier for people to find these, follow those folks later. And that's why I'm including this. A lot of people will just share the link and that's it. And that's fine, but you can do more than that. So last thing I'm going to do is I want this article to be in my Pocket app. And so again, I have a bookmarklet that I've added to Safari. I'm going to click Save to Pocket. And now when I open up my e-texts folder that I've got here on my iPhone, I'm going to click Pocket. It is going to synchronize for all the articles that I've saved since I've ran this the last time. I have now, and it's completed the download, I can disconnect from the internet. I can be in airplane mode. I could be in an airplane, not online. And I can tap that article, and you can see how it has stripped out the advertisements and things like that. And I can read this article that Lisa shared. And other things that a lot of times I'll scan an article, but I won't fully read it. But I'll put it here into my Pocket. And then at the time when I want to sit down and just read articles, but not be sharing them, or I'm disconnected from the internet, I can go ahead and share articles this way. So I hope this has been helpful to you. I know that is a lot of information, but I also know that it is exciting to see the ways that we can share information, the ways that there are lots of different free apps that can help us do that. And yes, our mobile devices are key for enabling us to access information, but then also be able to share it. So good luck sharing with social media. I would invite you to, of course, follow me on Twitter. I am W. Fryer on Twitter. You can also check out the show notes that I have for this video that I'll include in YouTube and then on my blog. If you want to have some direct links to the apps that I have mentioned, I'll be also posting this on the website that I set up and haven't posted for a while. Oops, not iPad Media Camp, called iPad with Wes. And so again, even though I've shared ways that you can do this with your iPhone, you can do this with your iPad as well. And I'd welcome any comments or feedback you might have about these suggestions or tips. How are you not only processing information, but how are you sharing it out with others? Those are good questions. So until next time, take care and make it a great day.